London, September 1971. Beneath one of the busiest streets in the city, a team of men were working in complete silence. Covered in dirt, armed with shovels, lamps, and raw determination, they were digging towards one goal, the vault of Lloyds Bank on Baker Street. And when they finally broke through, what they discovered wasn't just money. It was something far more dangerous. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. It helps us bring you more stories just like this one. Anthony Gavin was no criminal mastermind in the traditional sense. He was a former soldier, a man who had seen discipline and strategy at work. But he also had a taste for crime, and most importantly, a taste for big ideas. One evening, he read a Sherlock Holmes story where thieves tunneled into a bank. For most people, it was fiction. For Gavin, it was inspiration. Banks were symbols of power, wealth, and security. He gathered a small team, a safe-cracker named Mickey McAvoy, a tunneling expert with experience in construction, and muscle to move the dirt and guard the operation. They rented a tiny shop 2 doors down from Lloyds Bank. Officially, it was a leather goods store. Customers walked in, browsed bags, and left never suspecting that just behind the counter, under a trapdoor, history was being written. At night, the men descended into the basement. They set up lamps, ventilation fans, and a pulley system to remove dirt. The tunnel would need to stretch over 40 feet through clay and rubble, and this is where reality hit them. The soil was unstable. Some nights, parts of the tunnel caved in. They had to reinforce it with timber beams scavenged from construction sites. The heat underground was unbearable. Lamps burned oxygen quickly, and the men often emerged drenched in sweat, coughing from dust and lack of air. But every inch they dug brought them closer to the vault. By September, after weeks of work, they finally reached beneath the vault. Now came the hardest part, the concrete floor. They lowered a thermal lance, a steel rod heated by oxygen and burning fuel. It could slice through anything. The men had to take turns, shielding their faces as flames cut through the bank's foundation. Hours later, a hole opened. One man crawled through. No alarms, no guards, just silence. It was as if the bank had been waiting for them. Inside, rows of safety deposit boxes lined the walls. The robbers pried them open with crowbars and hammers. Stacks of cash spilled out. Gold bars, jewelry, diamonds, rare coins. The men filled bags with everything they could carry. By Sunday morning, they had what they came for. They carried the bags through the tunnel, sealed the entrance, and left the shop on Baker Street as if nothing had happened. On Monday, when staff opened the vault, they were met with devastation. Dozens of boxes emptied, a fortune gone. And the worst part, the robbers had left no trace. Scotland Yard scrambled, the press erupted. The crime of the century, the headlines screamed. But the investigation took a bizarre twist. During the robbery, a ham radio operator had overheard the thieves' walkie-talkie chatter. He reported it to police, even gave their location. Officers were dispatched, but when they arrived, they saw nothing suspicious. They walked away. To this day, some believe they were ordered to. The Baker Street robbery wasn't just about money. It was about daring, about ambition, about a group of men who believed they could outsmart the system and did. But it also left a haunting question. What else did they steal that night? And why, after all these years, are those secrets still buried? This was more than a robbery. It was a story of ambition, danger, and mystery beneath the streets of London. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss the next mystery we uncover.